Anyway, whatever, that's turtle style. Enjoy sightseeing. Why are we going so slowly? Probably because this is all the speed we can get. Ground speed is 500 knots. We're not going slowly. Anyway, enjoy the sightseeing. I'm not going to do music this second part of sightseeing, so just crank up your speakers or headphones and give it a good listen. And it's going to be a 3-hour flight for me until we get to our approach. It's going to be only a minute or two for you when I cut it down. And I'll see you at top of descent.
Unity 953 descend and maintain flight level 250. Climb and maintain flight level 250 Unity 953.
So something happened, and all of a sudden, we are at like stall speed. I don't understand what happened here. Everything was going fantastic, and then, yeah, I don't understand what happened. All of a sudden, what is going on? Why are we all of a sudden going really slowly? What? We were cruising. Okay, so the only thing that changed was because we lost our IFR, I thought we still had our flight plan in here, but we didn't. It just brought us to the airport and it cut off. So I actually loaded an approach and everything. It's ILS now instead of... no, it was ILS before, I think. I can't remember what I set up, but anyway, we will have ILS straight into the runway 16 because the wind is at 130 degrees at 2 knots. So that's what I did. Then when I did that, it seemed to knock our speed down or something. The only thing I can think of is that it's trying to hit a speed limit or something because of VNAV. What if I turn this off and then give it full throttle? What's going to happen? Are we going to speed back up? Because there's no reason loading a procedure should cause us to slow down unless it's trying to adhere to a speed limit, right? But even then, I'm gunning the throttle. Look at 95%, and we can only get this speed when we were like at 2 something. Auto throttle's disengaged. I took off VNAV for now. We're still following the GPS. Huh. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, I can go down here and check out the VNav thing, but it doesn't matter because our cruise is up here. Our descent, I mean, it doesn't matter because we're above 10,000 feet. And VNav, I turned it off anyway, right? So, okay, now we're speeding back up. So that's the only thing I can think of is that when I loaded that procedure, which I know is early, I just wanted something in there, is that it just screwed up the VNav or something. So, yeah, now we're speeding back up. So what if I do VNav again, then auto throttle again? Okay, brings back a little bit, but it should still climb. No. No. Okay, so I screwed something up. So let's turn off VNav for now. And then get my throttles going again here. There we go. Okay, well, I guess that just means I need to manage my speed now for the rest of the trip. Or else we will overspeed. And if we look over here, though, it's only an hour and a half until the airport. So, anyway, when we get to top of descent, I will enable VNav and see what happens. Maybe. Otherwise, we're going to have to do a manual descent. I mean, with autopilot, but manually step it down. Manually do all that stuff like we normally do. This VNav thing and auto throttle is new to me anyway. So, I know how to do without it because I usually do. So anyway, I'll keep an eye on things, make sure that we don't crash and don't overspeed. Oh, I did turn on fuel, so we are using fuel now, which didn't screw anything up, but it's great. I just wish I would have done it sooner now, but anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on things, and procedures reloaded. We'll just tune in ATC when we get close. I don't think we can tune it in yet. Maybe we can. No, there are no airports. No, can't do yet. So as soon as we can, we'll tune in the airport ATC. Since we lost IFR, we will manage our descent. I believe the flight chart, I looked up the flight chart just because I wanted to. You don't have to, but I did because I wanted to. And we need to be at 3,000 feet, 10 miles away from the airport. So that's what we'll aim for. I will keep an eye on my speed. And yeah, back to sightseeing. Not much. I mean, it's just water. Like maybe a minute of sightseeing for you edited down. And then I'll see you at top of descent. Top of descent, notice the timer after 24 hours went back to 1 hour 51 minutes. So it'll be 24, 25, almost 26 hours it thinks, but it will just be the 14 and a half by the time we land, which is what's supposed to be. Fuel is being consumed. We just reached top of descent. That's what that dot is there before the tail of the airplane on the map. You probably noticed I showed you the weather map during sightseeing, if I remember to keep that in. And I'm convinced that activating the procedure, the approach, is what killed my autopilot, VNAV, all that stuff. But we are going to come down now. We are seeing flight following, and what just happened to my thing? There we go. And we are going to try using, let's get that back to 0. Whoops. We're going to try using flight change anyway, see if that works. So we're going to come down to, what's it, 3,000 feet, 10 miles out or so is what we're aiming for. Let's do VNAV and flight level change. And let's see what happens. The air bug is, or the, oh wait, we need to do auto throttle again if we want this to work. There we go. So the speed bug is a little high. It will auto throttle it away from overspeed. In fact, when I was manually controlling my throttle for the past hour and 20 minutes, every time I get near overspeed, the auto throttle would automatically come on. That's just how it works. You can't overspeed. So we're going to let this come down. Looks like it is going to work at whatever speed was programmed. We had a tailwind of 70 knots at cruise for a while, and with the ground speed I converted it. We were going 622 miles an hour, which seems a little faster than realism, but maybe that is true. I should look up the actual top speed of this thing. But we were going 622 miles an hour. I know when I was in a A321 or something to Mexico, it was 545 miles an hour, but whatever, doesn't matter. There are mountains below us, as you can see on the map here, and looking out the window. So we're going to use the computer, see if the computer will use flight level change down to 3,000. So far, so good. Maybe it'll also do our speed limits like it should. And 18,000 feet, we will turn or hit B on the barometer. At 10,000 feet, we'll turn on landing lights. Looking at my checklist, and then spoilers automatically arm in this aircraft. There's nothing to do about that. There used to be an arm button here, but it's gone with the update because it automatically arms. So barometer, landing lights, gear down, flaps down when appropriate. We will tune in the airport as soon as it's on the list. In fact, maybe it's on the list now. We're about 150 miles out or so. It might not be on the list yet. We're looking for Yankee Mike Lima, I believe. If it's on there, I don't see it. We may have passed through it. There's so many airports in the area. Yankee Mike Lima. Did I pass it, or is it not on there? Let me go through slowly and see if I can see it here. Nope, not yet. That's fine. I didn't expect it to be on the list yet, but you never know. It was worth checking. Otherwise, everything is fine. So I'm just going to manage our descent, and is that the other side of? I was going to say that can't be the ocean. No, it isn't. Just manage our descent down to 3,000. We'll see. We might get there too early, but top of descent was on there. Whoa, what's going on here? Okay, it's just a end off.
124.0 for Turtle Soup Tango 41. Melbourne Center, Turtle Soup Tango 41, flight level tree 60.
Turtle Soup Tango 41, Melbourne Center. Continue to Windy as planned.
Alrighty. Any minute now, though, we should be able to pick up the other airport. We're only 10 minutes out from our approach path, and then my plan is to use approach on autopilot to pick up the ILS, and that'll take over at minimums. Air speed should go down to 250 at 10,000, and then whatever it's programmed to when it gets there, let's see, sometimes it's in here, sometimes it's not. It just says this and that profile. Let's go back to flight plan. Yeah, see, 3,000 feet there, 20 feet, so I was right, 185 knots. Okay, so this is already in here, even though I looked it up in the chart. Remember I did that video like a year ago that's super popular about you never need to leave the sim to do everything in the sim. In the simulator, you can if you want to, but you don't have to. Like with X-Plane, you have to use all your external resources to do anything, because X-Plane's like a shell, and then you go out. But this sim, you never need to leave the sim. And even though I went and looked at a chart for fun, because it's been a long time since I looked at a chart, if you look in here, it's already in here. Everybody knows it's 3,000 feet, and that's what it said on the chart. And this is what it said on the chart also. Speed 185 knots. So we will see if VNAV will, and auto throttle and all that, will bring us on 185 knots on its own. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I can always, you know, override autopilot, auto throttle if I want to. So there you go. It's already in here. What else was I going to look for? Yeah, speed. That's right there. So, yep. Cool. So everything is in there. Come on. Home, please. Thank you. And everything is pushed on the screen. And everything is going well. That's another 6-minute blab that I was only expecting to be 1 minute just like a little bit ago. Anyway, we talked about the timer starting over. That's funny. We talked about flight level change, which is working. We talked about our approach. It's just simple. Here, pick up the ILS and hit approach on autopilot, and bam. As long as we're down to 3,000 feet, we should intercept it, no problem. And once you intercept, you hit approach. And again, this plane will land itself, but not technically. It just smacks into the ground. It's not really auto land, but it will smack. It will land you. It just isn't realistic. If this plane might have auto land in real life. I remember there's discussion on that on the forums. I can't remember what people decided, but because even if you look at a POH in real life, people still argue about stuff like that. So maybe this is auto land in real life. I don't believe it does in the sim. It has auto smack into the ground in the sim. All the planes in this sim, if you use ILS with autopilot, will land you. It just isn't realistic. Like your little Cessna's 150 or 192 in real life does not have auto land, but it will land you in the sim. Anyway, that is everything I needed to talk about, I think. Really, we're only 8 minutes out, and let's see if the airport's down there now, because I really shouldn't go back to sightseeing. We really should be flying this in now. We're going very fast. We're very close. You should be able to find the airport. Let me see. Yankee Mike Lima, right? Melbourne International, I think it is. Where are you? How can you not show up yet? There it is. Number 3. Let's tune the tower. I guess we really should do ATIS, but let's do ATIS.
Melbourne Airport information, India 0500 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 6. Sky condition, few clouds at 2,500 feet. Temperature 15. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.96. ILS Yankee runway 16 in use. Landing and departing runway 16. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have India.
Alrighty, and I chose 16 or ILS Yankee 16 anyway when I set this up. So there we go. Wind's calm. That's good. And we'll set the barometer at 18,000 feet. And let's request a full stop landing.
Melbourne Tower Turtle Soup Tango 41 is 50 miles northwest flight level 245 with India to land.
Turtle Soup Tango 41 Melbourne Tower. Altimeter 29.95, wind 189er at 5. Make left base runway 16.
Fly left base runway 16 Turtle Soup Tango 41.
We're going to do a right base. We're doing a right traffic pattern. Whatever. That's fine. So yeah, so our descent is on our own, which we already know, but it's already in the flight plan. And I'm just going to see if it really slows us down. I should. So I really shouldn't have to do anything other than hit approach when we intercept ILS.
Longitude 7222, contact ground.
Perhaps manage my throttles, and then gear and flaps, which I'll have to manage myself. So that's it. 6 minutes out. Let's see if I can sneak in 45, 65, 75 seconds of sightseeing, and I'll see you when it's time to land this airplane. I'm nervous about the train up there, but hopefully that is this here and beyond our airport. It should be. See you in a minute. Alright, we're below 18,000. Let's be on the barometer to change that. Let's do landing lights now just because we can. And let's get some panel lights back on. And while the Melbourne area loads, I expect us to get some frame rate, or not frame rate, but performance stuttering. Again, it's not my computer, it's just the server's loading in and sending us all kinds of crazy data that the simulator has to load. And once everything is loaded, no matter where in the world we fly, our frame rates are super sky high. So it's just loading everything. It's been kind of annoying. I don't know what's going on, if the server's overloaded or what. It's not my internet. I get over a gig up and down. And but as of a few updates ago, whenever you get all this detail loading at once from their servers, it bogs you down a little bit. And once it's loaded, it's fine. It's like perfectly fine. Even New York, even everywhere we've been. So I'm prepared for that. Just hopefully it loads before we try to land. Says we're 3 minutes out from our intercept of, or 3.5 minutes out of our intercept of our ILS. We will see how this goes. We're at 15,000 feet, so we should be okay. It is going to mind our speed limit, I would assume. At 10,000. Always will manually take over, but the point is use autopilot and just until before touchdown. And here's your Melbourne area. Looking good. Of course, I've never been to Australia. But we will do a very short VFR flight video after this one. With our park, which is the F1 track. That's why we're here after all, right? It's the F1 track. And the next F1 track, which they're flying to in real life pretty soon, is Baku, which isn't far from where we just came from. So what I'm going to try to do, if I have time, is practice some short flights in either the 747 or the, what is it, the A320 that we have in the sim. And if I can figure them out without too much effort, I will fly one of those back to Baku. Maybe. We'll see. I know that I can pause the sim as long as the computer doesn't restart overnight with updates. Sim stays running, and I can just pause it and take a couple days to fly it. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, again, Melbourne, Australia. We have been here in the simulator many times before. Well, come on. Why won't my controls work? Here, come on. Why won't my drone controls work? Hello? It would be nice if you would start working. That's weird. My drone controls suddenly decided to not work at all. There's a way to do this. Still doesn't work. My keyboard broken? My keyboard can't be broken. No, because I can still do everything on my keyboard. That's weird. Why is my drone not working? Whatever, it doesn't matter at this point. Super strange. Right, 10,000 feet, and it stopped us. We are no longer descending. Why not? Is that because in the flight plan is... No, we need a descent. So we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. And go like this. I don't know if VNAV is going to manage our speed or not, though. Well, yeah, it is. 185. Look at that. Right there. That's what it's aiming for. Auto throttle is on. Is it going to bring us down to 185? Look, it's aiming for 185. See the bug? I guess we can do gear. Is gear working? Yes, it is. Okay. My drone still doesn't work. Whatever. Okay, there we go. We're descending. We've got 1 minute to get down to 3,000 feet to intercept the ILS. We better get down there in a hurry. Down, down, down. Auto throttle is keeping us at 185. Exactly perfect. We will do flaps in a minute. Actually, we can do flaps on 185, can't we? I can't remember. I think that's what FF means. I don't remember. Ever since the update, the amazing avionics update to this plane, I have to forget everything I know, kind of, and do some more realistic things. Because remember, with the sim, you do what? Oh boy. There's no way. Oh shoot, we're supposed to be at 3,000 feet here, and we're at 8,000. So we're supposed to be way lower, which means we might not catch the ILS, because if you hit approach, you got to be within reason of. Oh dear, this we might have to go around. There's your airport right there. Oh my gosh, we're way too high. Let's see what happens. It might not be too late to intercept ILS with autopilot, because you need to be. Let's do first set of flaps. You need to be well, it depends. Usually got intercepted just below it. We'll see here. Okay, see, it's picking it up. Wait, does it automatically? Let's do approach. See what happens. We might be too high to pick up the glide slope with autopilot. Normally, you need to be within range. Come in from below, not always, but usually, and then hit approach just before you intercept it, and then it'll find it. But we are still, yeah, we're still using vertical speed. This could get ugly. This could get really ugly. We will see. Let's take over our throttles so that we are in control of our speed here. Okay, get comfortable on my chair because I was leaning forward to see the little thing on the screen. I don't know if autopilot. I mean, autopilot has this on the localizer, which is great. It just doesn't have much on the glide slope because we were 7,000 feet too high, because for some reason at 10,000 feet it decided to not descend. But it would have been perfect had it not stopped us at 10,000 feet. Barometer, again, make sure that's correct. Text doesn't really matter. We're going to go visual here in a second anyway. Okay. Why is it slowing us down? Yeah, see glide slope. Pick up glide slope, please. It's not picking up glide slope. It's going to level us off at 3,000 because that's what they told us to do. And because we were way too high, it did not intercept glide slope. So, yeah, let's go full flap. And let's fly this in manually now. So yeah, so we were way too high, so it did not intercept glide slope. So when it hit approach on autopilot, it did nothing, which is exactly what it said would happen. So that's okay. We'll fly it in manually anyway. This is what we'd be doing by now anyway. Gears down, flaps are down. We're a little slow for this far out. Whoa, that was loud.
Clear to land runway 16, Turtle Soup Tango, Tango Tango 41.
Okay, a little late on the clearing there. Where we get the outer marker, right? Alrighty, we're just gonna fly this in. There's like no wind, which is amazing. Oh yeah, we have a little bit of tailwind. 6 knot tailwind, that's weird. Maybe it's calm on the ground. Anyway, we'll stay above stall, because last time we stalled, it was terrible. But we also had like 1,000,000 knot crosswind. So that was kind of weird. But we will land a little faster, maybe above the yellow on this one. And then we'll just let ground effects soften us down. It should be a good landing. There's no excuse for a bad landing, even though, yes, okay, 3 knot crosswind now as we get close to the ground. Maybe it'll be nothing when we get down there. But anyway, no excuse for bad landing other than not flying this plane very often, which still isn't an excuse. Alrighty, here we go. I want to look around, but we can't. Everything is super smooth, so the servers gave us everything they wanted to give us. easily. Oh, nope. I just lied. Now it's starting to load more stuff. Dang it. I was like, it's going to be smooth. It already loaded everything. That is not correct. Oh, now it's smooth again. Maybe it loaded most things. It says we're too high, but I'm really nervous about the trees below us. But I guess we should just trust the Pappy. Pitch down for speed, of course. Use throttle so we don't descend too much. Basic stuff, even though the plane's bigger than a Cessna. We'll see how this goes. And that'll conclude our trip. Again, the timer got all messed up because I paused the sim for like 12 or 14 hours or something. But our flight will have been just over 14 hours, which is exactly what it's supposed to be. So finally I did a flight that took the amount of time it's supposed to. Alrighty, we are coming in a little fast, but I don't care. I'm not terribly worried about it. I'm going to crank up my volume so I can hear when the wheels touch since we can't feel it. Coming in, now we are in a jet, so we're not going to go to idle over the threshold like you would in a little Cessna. We're just going to wait a little bit. Bring back throttles gently. And here we go. Come on, touchdown anytime you want. There we go. Nose wheel down gently. Reversers. Where are my reversers? There we go. And brakes to stop the wheels. And whoa. That's so loud. That was so loud. Did you see how fast we stopped? Wait, this isn't the taxiway. Did you see how fast we stopped? It was like 10 feet. So anyway, that was better than my last landing. But that was terrible, and I'll walk you through it in a second here. Parking.
Melbourne ground turtle soup, Tango, 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 41 taxi to parking.
Turtle soup Tango, 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 for 1 taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha Tango, Victor Golf, Alpha, Juliet, Sierra, Whiskey, Whiskey 2.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha Tango, Victor Golf, Alpha, Juliet, Sierra, Whiskey, Whiskey, 2 turtle soup Tango, 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 41.
Okay, so I gotta do a few things here. Let me just stop here a second. Set the parking brake. Already did our lights the way we're supposed to. We can leave that one off for this time. And flaps came in already. And I want to come over here. Whoopsie doopsie. And I want to turn off our icing now. Can I zoom in, please? That would be helpful. There we go. Oh, that's already off on its own. Okay, weird. So you look back in. Where are you on this one? There you are. And I think that's it. I'll stop the clock, which is completely pointless right now because, yeah, completely pointless on the clock. That's fine. And now we're just going to taxi. This is weird spot in here. This is very, like, private. Huh. This is kind of cool, actually. I wonder if this is a real parking spot at this airport and who gets to park here. Maybe very important people. Alrighty, let's come in slowly. We don't... Hey, we do have a flag person. Yep, I know I'm trying to do it. It's just everything's so touchy-feely in the sim. I know. This stuff is supposedly incredibly much more easier. Easier in real life. English is easier in real life too. Okay, parking brake is set. What do we do next? Already turn off on my icing. And external power on if it's available. It is. So let's turn external power. We don't need the APU then. And we'll turn off all the lights except tail flood. Lights are up here. Turtle. Turn everything off except tail flood because that lights up the logo. And engine stop. That's pretty simple. You just hit stop. Very simple. And then generators off and batteries off. Generators are here. And batteries are here. But everything's going to keep running because we're on external power. There we go. So once people deplane, we'll shut it down for good. Okay, I still can't use my drone at all. So that's a bummer. And usually this goes away. Anywho, we're letting everybody deplane. They're gonna get their ride, I think. And we're gonna shut everything down now. So you turn off the tail flood, which Just up here, and we can tell this thing to be quiet. Don't care. And let me turn that off, and bam, we go dark. I was gonna say, why are radios working? They shouldn't work. Now can we use our drone? No, still cannot use our drone. That is very strange. The other thing that's mentioned about the drone, as the drone, what's it called? Not the the drone roll bug is back. If you remember a long time ago, as you would use the drone, it would slowly roll all by itself without any input from the user. They fixed that in an update, but I noticed since this last update, when I used the drone, it slowly rolls. You see how it's kind of crooked to the left already? And then if we came back in 10 minutes, it'd be completely sideways. So the drone roll thing here is back. I don't know what's going on, but it is. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this very long flight. We did have some weird hiccups because of my pausing. It reset, or it continued with real life. So whatever, that's fine. That's kind of weird. Losing my flight plan was my fault because I wasn't here. I wasn't in front of the sim to attend to ATC. That's fine. Missing the ILS intercept was frustrating, but that's because my flight level change dropped off at 10,000 feet. And I didn't notice it fast enough, so we didn't come down enough. But that's okay. We recovered from that, barely. And then the touchdown wasn't great, but it wasn't horrendous either. I just couldn't tell how high we were with lack of peripheral vision. I just thought I was about to touchdown. Had the runway been 50 feet higher, would have been an amazing touchdown. But it wasn't. So I hope you enjoyed it. I am going to screw around. Let's look at that airplane take off. I'm going to screw around with the other jumbo jets and see if I can get them to work for me. I think the A320 uses the fly-by-wire thing now, I think. I might be totally wrong. I don't pay much attention to the jets and the updates, but I think they integrated the fly-by-wire mods into the default airplane. I don't know. I'll find out. I would like to fly the 747 if it works. I don't think that works yet without mods. Anyway, I'm rambling because I enjoy this so much. I don't want to be done. But anyway, I'm going to try practicing with the bigger jets. So if I do find time, we'll start a red-eye to Baku. Because that's the next Formula 1 race. But anyway, I'm going to try to quickly get a video recorded VFR around Albert Park, the current F1 track. So signing off for now. Like and subscribe so you know when the next video comes out. We'll check out Albert Park together and I'll see you then.